Let's digress with a quick chemistry lesson on fluoride. The element fluorine, F, has the atomic number 9. It's the 13th most abundant element on the Earth, and it's highly toxic, pale yellow diatomic gas. Fluorine is the most reactive element on the entire periodic table. It combines with other elements readily because of high reactivity. Fluoride, F negative, is fluorine with an extra electron. It naturally exists in certain minerals and is chemically synthesized for industry and products. It is not essential for growth and development and has been identified as one of the 12 industrial chemicals known to cause developmental neurotoxicity in humans. Fluoride is chemically synthesized for use in community water fluoridation, other beverages, dental products, fertilizers, pesticides, and an array of other consumer items. Additionally, fluorinated compounds are present in a significant quantity of pharmaceutical drugs, and perfluorinated chemicals are used in carpets, cleaners, clothing, cookware, food packaging, paints, paper, and other products. Some examples of industries that emit fluoride pollution include aluminum smelters, blast furnace manufacturing, cement and phosphate fertilizer units, coal and fuel combustion, enamel, pottery, glass, and brickworks, oil refineries, plastic, pharmaceutical, toothpaste, chemical, and automobile industries, steel and iron foundries, welding, refrigeration, and rust removal activities, and zinc production. Source for this is D. Swarup et al., Environmental Pollution and Effects of Lead and Fluoride on Animal Health, New Delhi, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, PUSA, 2002. Fluoride pollution can adversely impact wildlife, and industrial atmospheric emissions are known for their ability to contaminate the soil, water, and vegetation in both the immediate vicinity and distant areas. Harmful effects of fluoride that can result in species vulnerability have been reported in an array of animals. A report about environmental fluoride from the National Research Council of Canada noted that evidence from industrial wastewaters showed, quote, large quantities of fluoride are being discharged to waterways, end quote. In fact, the same report mentioned data from a study on fluoride releases into Narragansett Bay, Rhode Island, that demonstrated over 1/3 of the fluoride emitted into the bay was due to water fluoridation in nearby communities. The source is D. Rose et al., 1977, the National Research Council of Canada, Associate Committee on Scientific Criteria for Environmental Quality, 1977. Toxic exposures in birds have been associated with changes in egg quality and shell thickness and lower reproductive success. The source G.A. Pascoe et al., Evaluating Risk to Terrestrial Wildlife from Environmental Fluoride, Human and Ecological Risk Assessment, International Journal, 2014, July. Fluoride can be lethal to fish, and symptoms of acute fluoride toxicity in fish can include erratic movement and lethargy. Sources are Komsa-Palszewska et al., Animals and Biomonitoring Studies of Environmental Fluoride Pollution, Fluoride, 2016, July. Also the World Health Organization, Environmental Health Criteria 227, Fluorides, World Health Organization, Geneva, 2002. It can also adversely impact the migration and life expectancy of salmon. Sources R.G. Folks et al., Impact of Artificial Fluoridation on Salmon Species in the Northwest USA and British Columbia, Canada, Fluoride, 1994, October. In amphibians, studies have demonstrated that fluoride causes deformation of the skeletal structures of tadpoles. Sources are E.H. Go et al., Effects of Fluoride on Xenopus Embryo Development, Food Chemical Toxicology, 2003. Also M. Komsa-Palszewska et al., Animals and Biomonitoring Studies of Environmental Fluoride Pollution, Fluoride, 2016, July. While research is seemingly limited for reptiles, an incident involving fluoride pollution in Australia resulted in less vegetation in the area and caused the forest lizard species in the region to decline. Source is J.E. Taylor et al., Assessing the Disturbance Impact on Vegetation and Lizard Communities of Fluoride Pollution Interacting with Fire and Mining in Eastern Australia, Austral Ecology, 2001, August. Invertebrates, too, are impacted by fluoride. For example, fluoride pollution has been linked to the die-off and injury of bees. The source is C.E. Carlson and J.E. Dewey, Environmental Pollution by Fluorides in Flathead National Forest and Glacier National Park, U.S. Department of Agriculture, Forest Service, Northern Region Headquarters, Division of Forest and Private Forestry, Forest Insects and Disease Branch, 1971. Field studies on mammals in the wild corroborate studies on fluoride in livestock, both of which report dental and skeletal lesions, lameness, appetite impairment, or anorexia, reproductive effects, and behavioral changes. The source is G.A. Pascoe et al., Evaluating Risk to Terrestrial Wildlife from Environmental Fluoride, Human and Ecological Risk Assessment, an International Journal, 2014, July. The effects of fluoride on farm animals include dental fluorosis, susceptibility to environmental stresses, shortened lifespan, gastroenteritis, muscular weakness, pulmonary congestion, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, chronic convulsions, necrosis of the mucosa of the digestive tract, anorexia, cramping, collapse, respiratory and cardiac failure, and death. The source is MHU et al., Environmental Toxicology, Biological and Health Effects of Pollutants, CRC Press, 2011, November. Cattle are recognized for being particularly susceptible. These photos by L. Mahan show the effects of fluoride exposure on cattle and were collected by using Mahan's contributions to public domain photos. Horses exhibiting dental fluorosis and other crippling symptoms of fluoride toxicity have been studied in Colorado and Texas. In both cases, when artificial water fluoridation was replaced with low fluoride well water, the surviving horses experienced drastic health improvements. These photos are from the documentary Poison Horses, which is available online. These photos are courtesy of David Kennedy, DDS. Sources for studies on horses and water fluoridation can be found at L.P. Crook et al., Fluoride Poisoning of Horses from Artificially Fluoridated Drinking Water, Fluoride 2006, March, and P. Macichek and L.P. Crook, Fluorosis in Horses Drinking Artificially Fluoridated Water, Fluoride 2008, July. Domestic pets have also been subjects of reports raising concerns about fluoride exposure, especially through their water and food. The use of bone meal results in high levels of fluoride in dog food, and this has raised suspicions about dogs' high rates of osteosarcoma, a bone cancer that has been associated with fluoride exposure. Fluoride has also been suggested as a potential factor for the high rates of hyperthyroidism in cats. Sources of this is from the Environmental Working Group. Dog comparison shows high fluoride levels, posted June 26, 2009. This research includes a collection of independent laboratory tests of popular dog food brands commissioned by the Environmental Working Group. They found that 8 major national brands of dog food contain fluoride levels higher than the Environmental Protection Agency's maximum legal dose in drinking water. The source is M. Peterson, Hyperthyroidism in Cats, What's Causing This Epidemic of Thyroid Disease and Can We Prevent It? Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery, 2012, November.